the kids talk about the dating apps on how they find. We talk about young little kid, like 10, 11 years old. And they said that the advertisement of those apps pops up on the gaming platform. And then they click on it.
In this episode of Mekong Matters, we take a closer look on how online games are being used to target and exploit young people in Thailand. Last year, a Discord community linked to the online game Roblox was reportedly found to be encouraging children to self-harm and share explicit content. According to a post on the Thai Facebook group Drama Addict, one follower raised concerns after he discovered his sibling had been sharing images of injuries and explicit photographs in the group. Leaked, a 2025 report issued by the Hug Project Thailand found that young people are being coerced into sending sexual content in exchange for money, gifts, phone credits, or in-game items. One 15-year-old girl who was interviewed as part of the project said, "Being addicted to online games brings jealousy and desire, wanting things, wanting money to top up games or buy skins. So they agree to take photos or videos in exchange for money." Online gaming is a constantly changing landscape, and perpetrators are quick to adapt. Unfortunately, digital safety education and legal systems are often left lagging behind. In this episode, we hear from Wirawan Mosby, a founders and directors of the Hug Project Thailand. The project works in preventing, protecting, and restoring children from sexual abuse and human trafficking. She had been recognized by the U.S. State Department as the Trafficking in Persons Hero, the first Thai woman to receive this honor, and by Vital Voices as a global leader in human rights.
Game is targeted a lot of young kids. Like kids won't be on Telegram, right? They would rather be on play game with their friends. Fourth grade, fifth graders already have a group on Roblox, like playing ROV games, and it's dangerous.
Can you walk us through the way trust is built and exploited?
The majority are, like strangers, online strangers, and they just meet on different type of online platform, like game platform, chat platform. Often they will just like flirting, asking for like an online date, like straightforward. And then, like would offer for like, I can buy you these certain items if you want and things like that. And sometimes the offender will move victims to different other platform into, perform sexual actions. Many victims from Discord are girls who are looking for some income. Like, so they would perform like voluntary, perform live streaming, even though they personally volunteer, but by law, they cannot consent to that, right? If they are under 18.
How do perpetrators profit from this illegal market?
The majority, they will profit from, like in Discord, they like to use the term donate. Like, so basically you pay for VIP and access. And then during the live streaming, they would open for donate, or sometimes people will send gifts and stuff like during the live streaming. In Thai, usually there are like 2 or 3 people, not a lot. But last year we have one case on Discord live streaming. I think there are like about 5 men involved. There would be a few administrations behind the scene, like one person would do the financing, one person would do recruitment, and one person would do like marketing. Like they will post nude photo of the girls, blur their face, come up with some name like Yuki, Miko, or like Japanese similar name, and then say top donate of how much will get a private call. For example, in one case, they use like Twitter as a marketing tools. Like join this VIP group for a younger live streaming. Like I had one called 4-year-old live streaming. Join this group on Telegram. And then people will, like go to the Telegram group and then they have to pay for VIP access. And then they will move to another VIP group that they can have more like access to live streaming or videos. If it involves human trafficking on the online sexual exploitation, then I think many times it involves criminal network. But for general online abuse, then would be more individual person. 2 years ago, I was working on the live streaming of like a Chinese mafia gang in the north of Thailand, but they recruited girls from the neighbor countries, boys and girls. And the live stream was for the Chinese application.
And are they mostly Thai people, or are they also people coming in from Southeast Asia, or are they a global international people?
Different cases, actually, the majority are Thai, but they are from everywhere. But on the Chinese case, there were 16 offenders. The majority are Chinese. I think about 4 or 5 are Thai working together.
Is it more difficult to catch perpetrators who are using online gaming platforms to lure children in contrast to social media or other methods?
Because of the investigative purposes, I cannot name them. Some platform, they're very cooperative with law enforcement, while some not. However, we believe, our experience, every cases always leaves some trace, like some footprints that the police can find.
So, what kind of education around sex and intimacy do young people in Thailand receive? And do you think it needs to be improved?
So we collected data from 2,000 students on, the league project that you mentioned. As you can see, our numbers said kids taught themselves, about, sexual behavior, online behavior. And I think it's important that parents have a safe space where they can talk to kids without blaming or judging. The statistic shows that children do not want, they call it fear-based training. You know, like teach them out of fear. Like if you do this, police will arrest you. That's not how it should be. But like to educate them, to help them think, to help them process. Like if you judge, oh, why you play that game? They're not gonna want to share with you, right? If you have a safe space for discussion, like parents check on your kids, what are some apps, learning what are some applications are on your friend. Like this, your 10 years old have dating app, right? Yeah, we talk about Discord. Why your 9-year old have Discord? What's they used for? What forum did they join? Like some forum they even teach kids how to do like self-injury. Those are very dangerous place. Put some like safety measures, there's some iShare or Google Family Link, before you allow your kids to be using smartphone, you need to be smarter.
The report mentioned the law of karma in connection to internalized blame. Can you elaborate on the concept in relation to sexual exploitations?
I think that information arise when we conduct like a focus group with the youth. So we ask like if your friend share with you that, their photo or video were leaked online, how would you comfort your friend? And then it's like we just tell my friend that it's karma. It's the way I think a lot of more like Buddhism based influence of how to cope with it. But it's not really a good way.
Is your organization trying to do something to change this way of thinking?
We go to so many schools. Last year, we have trained over almost 5,000 students. Yeah, throughout Thailand. And also similar, we will do the same this year. Yeah, we're trying to target like awareness raising campaigns. And, that's why we generate the report, the leak report, the research. And we are actually developing like training tools for educators, for NGOs, for parents, anybody interested, like, so we're trying to spread our tools as much as we can.
How are you working to support families and children to reduce harm?
Usually we work with victims. We have a reporting mechanism, like they can go on like X or Facebook Messenger page and they can report. And once they report, then sometimes the mom reported, sometimes the aunt reported, sometimes the dad reported. And so we work with them, we help them collect the evidence, we connect them with law enforcement, we accompany them to court. If they need counseling, then we connect them with the counseling service. If they need protection, then we coordinate with the social welfare on the local area to, sometimes we have to remove the child, things like that. But just anything to keep the child safe. That's part of our job.
So, in your opinions, what more can be done to improve protection efforts from technology companies or law enforcement and policy maker?
Working on the policy level, the government need to be more stricter, with the social media, electronic service provider platform accountability. Our team working, very close with Meta, we work with TikTok and Instagram and, X from like Twitter. We work so much with them on, coming up with campaigns and things like that. But, even though like the system said like kids under 13 should not be on the platform, but because of the gap among like family supervision, kids still trying to fake their identity and were able to get to be on the platform anyway. So yeah, it's not just tech company, you take like community, like every part, like every part must do their own job. And also like the government needs to come up with the good policy. For example, for a platform to be in Thailand, there need to be like safety by design. Like there's certain safety measures that needs to be approved by the government before we allow Thai people to use it. Like, like some country, like I read some new, like Indian or Malaysia or England, when there's some platform that dangerous for kids, so they banned it. Like again, if you have a good policy from the government, like that platform needs to be safe for kids before they can get approved. That would be an ideal. But that's not how it is right now. Even though like now my friend's team is pushing the online grooming law, I think it's been many, like over 5, 6 years, long time they're still pushing. And, like now we're having about AI and everything.
Thank you, Wirawan Mosby, for joining us in this episode of Mekong Matters. For more insights into organized crime across the Mekong, stay tuned for our monthly Mekong Matters podcast. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. I'm Trang Nguyen. Thank you for listening.